I've got to come up with a better way to do that. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We apologize about missing last week. I had personal stuff I had to do and take care of. We might get into that a little bit later. But here we are back again on your fantastic Thursday. And Thomas has his drink. He is ready to go. Thomas, how are you today?
I'm so ready to drink. It's been a rough week.
And for everybody who didn't know, happy Star Wars Day.
May the 4th be with you.
I always want to say, and also with you. Like I'm in church.
That's some Catholic ass shit right there.
No, I don't think Catholics say that. I was just at a Catholic mass.
They don't anymore.
Now Lutherans say it.
So the fucking powers that be changed the words.
Yeah, I think it was because of Star Wars Day. People were saying, "May the 4th be with you," and then they were like, "And also with you," and they were like, "We cannot be associated with that nonsense."
Oh, that is bright.
Ooh, that is bright.
It's a good one. Taking it camping with us for sure.
Cool, my kids can break it for you.
They didn't last time.
Did you show it to them?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
I think I'd remember if they had it, and I don't think they did.
You should get them some.
Well, they have had them. They've just broken them.
That's fair. Yeah, never mind. Can't blame a kid for using a lightsaber for its intended purpose, though.
No, I'm not mad at them. We went to a rummage sale, garage sale, depending on what part of the world you're from and what you call them. Yard sale, even. They bought one. They actually bought one with their own money for like $1 at this garage sale, and it was already broken. It lasted like an hour.
It was already broken. Well, I mean, what do you expect, right?
Yeah, that's what you get when you buy cheap stuff.
My chat's not showing up, so that's weird. Oh well. To let Gabe know.
Mine is on Twitch, so all of our Twitch. I'm getting all the messages on Twitch still.
Well, that's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Today we will be getting into $1 million ideas, specifically because I have one that I think could make us $1 million.
Oh. $1 million. And so you've come up with this $1 million idea, and so what your idea is to share it publicly and loud throughout the internet so somebody else can take this $1 million idea and make it their own.
So here's the thing. I'm lazy and I don't want to make the thing, but I want to have it. I want to have what I'm going to describe later. I actually want 3 of them, So I want someone else to make it so I can buy it.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not going to be able to. I don't know how to make that specifically, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well.
Be nice to me.
I just, I wanted to point out the hypocrisy of you calling it $1 million idea that you're going to give away for free, because then it's a $0 idea.
It's for you, the viewer.
Oh,
got you.
See, we're giving you work.
We're giving it back. Just make it happen. Just make it happen, please. It's been a rough week for all of us. All 2 of us. So
both of us?
All 2 of us.
Yes.
And I can't wait to decompress later with some video games and hanging out.
I concur.
I gotta bring up something kind of messed up though, and that I had such a fun time earlier last week playing Call of Duty with our friends because they're bad. And we got lobbies that were 1,000 times easier than usual. I was actually having a great time.
I wouldn't say that they're bad. They're just not the usual meta gamers that we're used to playing with. You know? We have some friends who play Call of Duty 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah. And we get stomped. Just put in the ground. It was fun. And it wasn't that we were killing everybody. We were just, so much better than everybody else in these games. But
we were just competitive.
We got kills. Yeah, we were actually at a level that we should be at. So, hope to do that. Maybe Overwatch. I don't know. But I would like to play something today. In any regard, it's time to do the shots, right?
Yes, it is. And we're just doing. We haven't had a chance to talk too much. So you had briefly brought it up. I have only got one shot with me.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do any. We're just going to do that one shot
Together.
Yes.
Cool.
And specifically, it's
I went with the big boy as well.
It might be a little more than one. Actually, I can do that. Yeah.
Hey, Gabe's in the chat. Gabe, you can take a shot with us as well if you want.
Oh yeah.
So, the only shot this week is going to go out to my grandmother. Her name was Carly. She passed away last week. She was an amazing, amazing person. She actually started a health careers planning curriculum and initiated it in our high school and got a lot of people into the medical field over the last, well, she's been retired for 20 years, but she did that for about 25 years. And she was an RN for about 19 too.
Think of the amount of lives she saved just with that initiative alone, not on top of being a nurse.
Yeah, she wrote the full curriculum, and it's now taught in like 5 or 6 schools up here. Amazing person, did amazing things with her life, even with the setbacks she had. So, yeah. Cheers to you. Rest in peace.
Cheers to you.
I will tell you one. So the shot that I took was Crown Royal.
Uh-huh.
And I specifically picked that because my grandparents started a really cool tradition, and I don't know if they know that they started it, but they did, because my wife and I are now doing it. But when they got married, in 1959, they bought a bottle of Crown Royal. We drank that bottle of Crown Royal in 2009 on their 50th wedding anniversary.
That's really cool.
I thought it was as well. And so when I got married, we took a bottle. I have it sitting in my cupboard still. It's actually got a little tuxedo jacket around it that my wife got me. And hopefully in 39 more years, I think it's 39, maybe it's 38, we will be drinking that bottle of Crown Royal.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually. Speaking of wedding anniversaries, it's my parents' first.
Ooh.
They have 2 wedding anniversaries. They have the courthouse one and the ceremony one. So
I set rules real early with
anniversaries.
my wife, and I told her, I was like, we're not celebrating when we first went out, when we first started dating, things like that. Like, we can remember those dates, but we're not celebrating them all. My brain is not smart enough to keep up with that, and I don't want you mad at me all the time because I forgot something.
That's fair. God, that was a lot of liquor that just went down the hatch.
Yeah, I finished mine and then watched you take 2 more big gulps.
For your grandma, she gave me a good friend. Yeah, no, that was like 5. Let's see how this goes. That might be done for the rest of the podcast.
I might be leading things here.
No, it'll be fine. So actually, speaking of death and all those things, I had a super sad moment at work yesterday. Super not cool. We had a patient we were taking about an hour and a half away to hospice, right? She had an out-of-hospital DNR, just in case. Because there's a hospital DNR and an out-of-hospital DNR, like it's this whole thing. We made sure she had it, and about halfway through, she just started circling the drain. Yep. And there's nothing I can do, right? Legally, I can't do anything. And she knew it. Really bad dementia. Her husband had died 2 weeks prior, and she was asking, like, where was he? And she hadn't talked to him in a little while. Like, and the staff was like, hey, just don't bring it up, because then she goes into an episode and like it cascades. And so I'm usually like behind them, so I can see the monitor and I can see them. And so I just kind of moved the monitor on top of my drug bag. I just sat next to her. I held her hand, and that was it. Like maybe 15 minutes later, yeah. I was hoping she'd say something like super creepy, like she like killed 10 men like in her 20s or something like that. This is where the treasure's buried. Something kind of like ooh. But no. She passed, and then we did. There's a whole lot of stuff we had to do after that. We were out of service for a little while, but I feel like it was a good thing because I just sat there with her, held her hand. She was 98. Yeah. She was fucking 98 years old.
Yeah. It was.
She outlived her kids.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. So
my sister drove from Montana about 10 hours away, and she made it back with about 15 minutes to say goodbye to my grandma.
Yes, you told me that. That is.
Oh, that was
perfect timing.
Yeah, crazy timing. Because she's the nurse in the family, so she knew what to do.
Yeah, she knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Also, I have just seen the biggest, the hottest nurses recently. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if y'all had like a convention for the past like year and a half and you just weren't working, and then you all decided to show up to work again. But holy shit, I'm like 9 out of 10s everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's spring,
I guess. And then it's funny because like I'll see the girls who are still wearing the same scrub tops they got when they started nursing, and it's been a couple years, and it's just like just super tight. We're just like, oh, man, maybe like breathe. I don't know.
Don't discourage that.
It was uncomfortable. There's a muffin top, and then there's whatever that was, which is like, when you bake a loaf of bread and it goes over more than a muffin. Like it was like that.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it's been a nice time at work. It's been a bad time at work. It's been work. It's work.
That's work. There's good and there's bad. Take it all.
Hell yeah. Then all right, are you ready for my $1 million idea?
No, we don't need to get into that yet. I have a couple questions that I want to talk to you about before we get off of the morbidity subject and the death, just because we're on that topic now, and then we can transition into $1 million ideas.
Okay.
So, one big question that I want to know, you being in the medical field, do you know how cremation works?
I assume it's like a pizza oven, but like really hot.
Okay. Do you know anything else with the process?
I mean, no.
Did you know your bones don't burn?
Oh, I thought they did. I thought that was like the whole point. Like it gets hot enough to burn the bones. Oh.
There's a grinder.
That's badass. That's super cool. All right.
My grandpa asked how the cremation process happened. My grandma was cremated.
Yes.
And I'll be honest with you, I thought exactly what you did. I thought that the reason that you got cremated, they had this special oven that got you hot enough to where it burned your bones.
Yeah. But
Nope. He said that the bones don't burn, and they basically have just a really fancy wood chipper.
It's a bone chipper.
It's a bone chipper.
Those are both dick jokes. Like a wood chipper and a bone chipper are both dick jokes.
Are they?
They could be.
Dick, I thought you meant asshole type jokes, not weenus jokes. Like, wiener jokes. Gotcha. Yes. Okay. All right. Yep. Those are both dick jokes.
What else you got for me? Home slice.
So, this is more of a PSA because it was something that I don't think a lot of people realize, and maybe it's a Midwestern thing. But with funerals and things like that, people sent, in the obituary we said, in lieu of flowers and things like that, please send a memorial to, she wanted it to the church and a children's hospital. Cool. Well, a lot of people gave cards, but they gave the cards to our family and had money in them, had checks in them, things like that, and then signed them very personal, And so what my advice is to everybody out there, is do one of two things when you send a sympathy card. If you're going to include cash, flowers, however you want to do it. I think it's great. I thought it was a little odd. I didn't expect people to send cash.
Yeah, it's not your birthday. It's the opposite. So
my wife said it was a Midwest thing. So I don't know. She said it in the South they don't do that.
Yeah, no.
But if you're going to send something like that, they're obviously going to, especially if there's a spouse or family, they're going to send thank you cards back. So you either write no thank you card needed in your card, which is honestly, for me, like personally, is preferred because I don't really like thank you cards.
I don't think anyone likes thank you cards.
I don't like cards, period.
Except for those like weird ants that only have cats, like in Scrapbook a lot. Maybe they like them, but
yeah. Well, maybe they're lonely old people and they want mail.
Yeah, okay.
If you do want a thank you card, put your address either in the card or on the envelope. A lot of these were just written to my grandma's family and then left at the church at her funeral. So we had no idea who these people's addresses were. There was like 6 of us that spent 4 hours looking up addresses, trying to find the right ones, trying to find the right people. It was a headache. Like, I couldn't imagine doing that on my own.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't be getting a thank you card. That's where I'm at.
So that's just my little PSA for people is if you're going to send something, write either no thank you card needed or give them your address, which it was super, super funny. My grandma was a teacher as well, or I said she was a teacher. So obviously she had teacher friends that came. One of them taught my brother in middle school. My brother thought the guy was just a huge dickhead back then. Said hi to him, but didn't really want to talk to him.
Fair.
We're going through the thank you cards. This old man gave $5 and put his return address in the envelope with $5 in there.
The postage is what the same price as the donation, pretty much.
Some people actually gave stamps.
Oh, well, that's nice.
As their gift to...
That's such a weird thing. We don't do that down here.
I thought it was weird as well. Like, I wasn't expecting it, but it was also kind of nice. Like, I think a card is just enough. But, if you make a memorial or something like that...
What does the card say? Like, is it like, are there funny cards? Are there song cards? Like, you open it, and it's just like, no. I'm walking on sunshine. Or, like, Stairway to Heaven? Like, what?
No, they were just, like, telling stories. Like, my grandma came from a family of 16 brothers and sisters. And, they were Catholic. Yeah. And so she has tons and tons of family. And, a lot of them just wrote, maybe a little story that they knew about her, my deepest sympathies, things like that. So it wasn't anything crazy, but it was just, a personal touch. It was... And I'm guessing at some point my grandpa's going to read through them all, And I told him, I was like, if you're having a rough day, read through the cards. Maybe they'll make you feel better.
It's true.
How many people... how many lives my grandma touched and, how important she was to people.
Those are the only ones, like, the known quantities. She was a nurse. She could have fucking been the deciding factor for, like, lives, and they never saw her again.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that she taught health career planning, how many people went into the nursing field and got into that career because of her and saved how many lives?
Exactly.
So, which did bring up a question to me, is like, is modern medicine worth it to save all these lives?
Some of them, yes. Most of them. In my humble opinion, you do what you can with what you got. So it's not up to you. It's not up to you to decide. It's up to somebody else. That's where I'm at. I do what I can with what I got. If I could save
I mean, of course, you've taken a Hippocratic oath.
No.
And all that.
No. No, we don't take oaths. Doctors do. No.
I'm sure you took an oath at some point.
I did.
During the military, you did.
Which is super funny because when I was in a specific training, when I was in SEER training, and a lot of it we're still not allowed to talk about, which is whatever. But there was a point where they were like, "Oh, didn't you take a Hippocratic oath?" And I was like, "No, like, I fucking didn't say anything. I can still beat your ass. Like, it's fine." You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. They teach you in like tactical combat casualty care, which TCCC for all you wieners out there. If your scene isn't safe in like modern medicine, like in the civilian world, you're like, scene's not safe, don't go in there. For us, it's like, if the scene's not safe, fucking make it safe. Like, put some rounds downrange. It's just, you know.
Fair enough.
So yeah, as far as oaths are, I didn't swear fucking for shit. So.
Fair enough. All right. So those were the two big funeral topics. I could talk about, obviously, all of that for quite a while, but I don't think people want to hear that morbid, terrible side.
I didn't want to push it on you. You know, I know it's fresh, so it's like one of those things. Yeah. It's like, I was letting you kind of steer that.
No, you're good. It was. I know you like to read. You've read His Dark Matters, correct?
Maybe
the Golden Compass show.
I've read the Golden Compass. I think to the second to last one. I don't think I finished it.
See, and I don't know how far those go.
A while,
but it was a really interesting. I watched this show, obviously, how that went. And it was super weird that I was watching it right around the time that this was happening, because, you know, all the stuff that they deal with, the authority, and you might not be that far in the book series.
So the book itself was under flack a long time ago for the main premise, which is like killing God. And like the way that it's all said and done, which nowadays... no one cares, you know. So it's weird. Death is weird. We all deal with it in our own ways. I typically just get hammered, so I think you guys also had a couple drinks.
Oh yeah, we drank a lot.
In memory, though, like positive. We say all the times, you know. And that's what we did for Major Humani, you know.
Yeah. Have you thought about what you want to be done with you when you die?
Either Viking funeral or Jedi funeral. Either way, it involves fire.
I guess I don't know what a Jedi funeral is.
It's just a funeral pyre.
Okay.
The wood and stuff. But a Viking funeral, if you can put me on a boat and light that on fire as it sails away, I'll be fucking happy.
There's one state that I've been told you can do it in.
Perfect. That's all I needed to hear.
You gotta go to Colorado.
Oh, sweet. They got nice lakes. And then I want an open bar. It's from my last deployment. It is in my will, even though Jag was super mad about it. But a part of my SGLI, it's like, that's really unprofessional to put. I was like, you have to be serious. I'm like, I am being serious. If I'm dead, I want my family to have the opportunity to get shit-faced.
Yeah.
Just saying. If you died and you had an open bar, I'd be like, this one's to you, Matt. And this one, and this one, and this one. Do me one last solid before you go down, you know?
Yeah. Let's see how many times we can puke and rally.
I'll do my best for you. Alcohol. It's like they had like the beer pitchers, you know, like bowling alleys. Like, I'll take one of those, but just fill it with Crown. Just and a splash of 7-Up. Thanks.
You don't need to follow me with alcohol poisoning.
I'll try my goddamn best. Yeah, death is just it's a tough topic. It's something that's not really talked about in America a whole bunch, you know.
It's really not talked about a lot, you know. I mean, you talk about it. I talked about it when I was younger, but now that, you know, you get older, like, especially with kids and stuff, you have to plan like wills and things like that, and it's like, I don't want to decide this stuff, but you should, because otherwise, you know, you're like, if both me and my wife pass away, my kids are up in the air.
I'll take them.
I don't think you're ready for that.
I'll go active duty and I'll take them.
Yeah.
Just remember, I'm willing.
You have to show a little bit more responsibility and like have your own place.
We'll have base housing because I'm active duty.
Oh, okay.
They'll be safe. They're on base. They can't leave. Be fine. I could raise 2 boys as long as you die like after they turn 13. Like after that point, yes. After that point, they're just like my little buddies. Like.
I'm going to strongly disagree with you on that, but all right, let's go ahead and keep thinking that.
I wouldn't be their dad. I'd be like the dude, I'm like the guy.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Oh, yeah. I know how to make mac and cheese. It's fine.
Well, one of my kids would love you. That's all they eat.
They'd be in every sport, and they'd eat mac and cheese a lot.
Basically, what I've come to realize with my youngest is when we go different places to eat, he's just deciding how expensive of craft mac and cheese he's going to eat. Whether it's, $9 at one restaurant, $6 at the next, or the 99-cent box that we have at home. But either way, it's all craft mac and cheese.
At least get chicken nuggets, my dude. Jesus Christ.
Mac and cheese everywhere we go.
Can't be mad about it. All right, well, I'm in. Cool. I love that little guy. I could do it. Oh, yeah.
I hope you don't have to. I'd like to.
Oh, I don't want you to die either.
Yeah, just so we're all clear of that, there's nothing wrong with me and I don't plan on dying anytime soon. So if I do, something's afoot.
It was me. Are you ready to hear my $1 million dollar idea?
Yes, let's get into $1 million ideas.
So here's the thing. You are a man of larger stature, like I am. And when it's hot outside, say you're at an amusement park with your family, and it's just you're fucking roasting your nuts off. Everything's swampy down there, You go to wipe your ass because you poop, and you gotta like wipe the gooch too because it's just like wet. Recently, they developed a fan that clips onto your belt and shoots up your back, right? It circulates in your shirt. Awesome idea. Airflow, keeps you cool. Now, I'm thinking you get a smaller version of that, and you clip it onto the inside of your underwear, and it just shoots straight towards the testicles.
Up or down?
Up. Coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call that $1 million idea, but
I think it could be. Or underwear that they make that they used the same stuff that they make like ice packs out of, that same liquid. So you put it on. Don't freeze it. That'd be too cold. But like put it in the fridge for a couple hours, and then you're like gonna go cut the grass. You throw this underwear on. I'd pay good money for that.
You could just like get a pair of boxers wet and like put them in the fridge for a couple hours and then put them on.
What? I didn't know that. I didn't even think about that, actually.
Like, put them in a plastic bag so that way they're not dripping water all over, and not to burst your $1 million bubble.
But that wouldn't solve my suit problem. That would just cool it down, but I'd still be like wet.
Well, you're gonna be wet no matter what.
First of all,
you live in the fan. You're still gonna be wet unless you are applying a powder of some kind, a moisture absorber. Even with a fucking giant fan in Texas summers, your balls and gooch are going to be fucking swamped. No. And I don't even necessarily think it's a big guy thing. I think that's an everybody thing. I think this fan could make some money. But there's also a lot of downside to it. What if girls want to start using it and then we have to smell fish all the time?
Jesus Christ. We can have it point down. We can have it point down with like an air freshener, an air freshener attachment. You just clip it. Choose your scent for the day. Would you like to smell like Watermelon Dream or Bubblegum Drop?
Could you have like a colostomy bag with it, but that's just filled with water, and then you've got a little pump on your hand that you can spray and mist?
But then that doesn't solve the wet issue. I like it to be cold.
The wet issue is not going to be solved. I don't think that there's a way, especially with humidity.
No, with the fan, it'll solve the issue. It'll dry.
It will not.
It will.
Nope.
We need someone to make it for us because I want a ball fan. I saw that they sell them on Amazon for just for when you're sitting on your computer that attaches underneath your desk. It's just like a fan. I'm down for that.
Yeah, they make fans. They're just small electric motors.
I need like a little miniature AC unit that goes in my nut. Oh, you could put it in the pouch in the underwear, like the little. Just put it in there. It's like
in like the pee hole.
Cut some vents for it. Yeah, cut some vents for it and let it. It's just if you have to pee, just pull the whole thing down. It's fine.
I don't know. I don't know. It's risky. You're talking risky stuff here, though.
It's not like there's an active outside fan that's gonna catch on your wiener.
What if some pubes get in it? What if it rips fucking pubes out?
Who still has pubes?
Normal people.
It's
normal grown men.
It's 2023. Trim that shit down. All right. Nobody likes a big bush. Fuck. I had something else.
Do you want to hear my $1 million idea?
I would love to hear your $1 million idea.
I don't know how to program or anything like that to make this feasible. But I actually think this would be a good idea. So, you know how people like to play card games?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be Texas Hold'em, Uno, Spades. What's the worst part of playing card games?
Having to shuffle the deck.
Shuffle the deck. So what if you have an app that you could download on a tablet, and then it allows everybody's phone to connect Bluetooth wirelessly to that, and on the tablet, whether you're playing Uno or Texas Hold'em, you can shuffle it up, you can select how many people it's compared to, and you can hit deal, and it'll deal 2 cards to your phone. You can look at them, and everybody can play right from their phone while sitting in a group.
But people aren't going to trust that as much as they would regular cards.
Well,
but I agree. I mean, I would like to have that.
Or if you're playing Uno, you ever tried to hold 19 fucking Uno cards at once?
No, because I don't suck at Uno.
I have. We don't even play Uno in my family anymore because feelings always get hurt. It's like Monopoly, where somebody ends up crying playing Uno.
I remember playing Uno with your family, and I specifically remember a member of your family crying when we played it.
It's not a well looked at game, but we always want to play it.
What's super funny is that my girlfriend actually wants to play Uno with you and your wife, but via online.
Yeah. I'm game whenever.
I don't know. It's just like
whenever I have time.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
But if my wife's involved, we could do it at night sometime.
That's true. It's quality time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll jump on the Discord, play some Uno. I'll play some Uno. Record it. Sammies and Beers presents Uno with the missus.
But yeah, that was my $1 million idea. But like I said, I don't know how, because you could sell that app. I mean, if there was an app that you could download, and it was $5. You know.
Yeah.
Download the app. Play cards.
I suppose that's fair. But then,
especially if
everyone's phone's gonna die. The only time I really play cards is like power outage. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's different for different people. Like when we were hanging out, we played cribbage. I doubt you've ever played cribbage, but we played a couple good games of cribbage. Kids played Uno when we were, together with the family and stuff like that. So it's just different families play a lot of different games, and
we would play poker a lot growing up, and spades. We played spades like a motherfucker growing up.
Spoons. Did you ever play spoons?
I love spoons.
Oh,
I love spoons. Ow. Sorry, my back is killing me today. We had a ton of patients that were like over 300 pounds.
Oh.
That was rough. It's just like, why can't the patient walk? Because they weigh too much. I don't know how to put that in my report.
What are some of your favorite $1 million ideas that have been out there, like that have gotten released? And
the Scrub Daddy.
Whether it be from Shark Tank, Scrub Daddy is one of the top ones. I have a Scrub Daddy.
Me too. I use the shit out of it. I love it.
every day. That thing is the absolute best.
Yes, I even got the one with the sponge bottom. It's like a half and half. It's like half Scrub Daddy, half sponge, so you can really know it's clean. Oh.
We're not allowed to have sponges in my house. My wife thinks that they are gross and full of bacteria.
They are. I mean, that's what antibacteria is for.
Well, but we don't use chemicals for cleaning. We're a greenhouse. We use Norwex, and we believe in silver.
Like the element?
Yeah, silver kills bacteria.
Yeah, it does. It also helps with burns.
So, we have like silver-lined microfiber cloths and things like that.
You know what I used to clean? Dawn.
But,
if it's good enough for ducks, it's good enough for me. So,
we do use like the Dawn Ultra Premium or something like that. The spray bottle.
I love that thing. I take them camping.
But the one thing I will say I did think was really funny is, everybody was like, Norwex is a huge company, selling all these green products. People don't want chemicals in their house. They don't want to use bleach. That's fine. I get it. Like, they're probably not good for you. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they're not.
I love the smell of bleach. I fucking love it.
The second COVID hit, everybody was cool with Lysol again.
Yeah.
Which, the best part about that is all turned out to be 100% false.
It didn't matter.
Like, it didn't stay on surfaces. None of it fucking mattered.
It never
But
matters.
they all went from, I'm green and don't use chemicals, to give me 3 gallons of fucking hand sanitizer and Lysol wipes.
I want to dip my nuts in them to make sure I don't get COVID. Oh, you know what we should do on camera? We should dip our nuts in soy sauce.
I don't think we're allowed to dip our nuts in anything on camera.
Not like it would be like how we are now, so you see our reactions. Apparently, your nuts can taste soy sauce.
Apparently, your nuts can taste soy sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just like have a little saucer underneath and just, No? Not for you?
I mean, I'm curious now. Like, the biggest thing that pops into my head right now is, who was the first one to do it?
Who was the first guy to discover cows had milk? And what was he doing to that cow?
Well, that's an easy thing to discover. Like, how do babies get fed? How do baby cows get fed? There's people that drink breast milk. There's adults that drink breast milk.
You can sell it for a lot of money. Yeah.
That's it. So that is not that far-fetched to me. But there's a lot of weird things that, like that, who was the first person to figure out that dipping your testicles in soy sauce means that your testicles can taste them? And why just soy sauce?
But
Can they taste ranch?
Do you want to find out?
I think I'd rather have them find ranch than soy sauce. Can they taste ketchup?
We'll get like 15 sauces in a row. Just
I can
teabagging all of them.
tell you what I don't want them to taste. Hot sauce.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a zero desire right there.
Well, I don't know, because I love the feeling of menthol soap.
Yeah.
They're like minty fresh. Wouldn't hot sauce kind of do that a little bit?
No.
Yeah, I think it'd be like a little bit.
No. That's a totally different feeling.
Can your nuts taste hot sauce though? Would it burn?
You check and let us know.
No, I don't wanna.
I tell you what, while we're camping, I'm going to give your significant other a bottle of hot sauce and tell her to test the theory while you sleep.
No, she's my ride or die. She wouldn't do that to me. Fuck.
Is she?
She's definitely my ride or die, but she might do that to me.
Just because somebody's your ride or die doesn't mean they won't fuck with you.
I gotta find a way to fuck with you while we're out there. Oh, and I've been like looking forward to it for quite some time.
Yeah. So, what other million dollar ideas? Whenever somebody says $1 million idea, there's always one thing that comes to mind.
But like, really?
Clapper?
Do those exist anymore?
I bet they do somewhere.
Oh, I kind of want.
I don't know
one.
why they wouldn't.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know why people gave him so much shit. Like, what a good idea.
I don't know if I would want one because I could be clapping cheeks and go into a seizure because my lights are going off and on.
Because they go on and off 3 times.
3? Wow, you got a lot of faith in me today. Thanks.
I'm assuming you're usually drunk, so you get a little extra.
A little bit.
Instead of the 2 pump chump, you're the 3.
Thanks so much. We actually start with the lights on, and then by the time we're done, the lights are off.
Why?
Because of the joke, because there's only 3 claps.
Oh. Gotcha.
Oh, shit.
I thought you meant, like, literally, you start usually with the lights on, and then, like...
Yeah, I put it on dim, so I can time myself. Oh, lights are out. Oh, that's 15 minutes. Time to exit. But I've had over my span as a young man, I've had some decent ideas, right? None of them are $1 million though, for sure, and a lot of them require.
How do you know?
A lot of them require the like use of things that don't yet exist.
Well, that's what inventors are, bud.
Yeah, I'm not one of those. I just not to take away from this moment, but I remembered something. I remember what I was going to tell you earlier. Our ambulance has a speaker system, right? Where we like kind of like a radio, like a CB radio, but it's a speaker on the top of our ambulance. And I was so tired and unhinged yesterday that I just started talking to people from my speaker. We rolled by a couple of cops in a park, right? They're just patrolling or doing whatever they do. And so I pulled up Bad Boys on my phone and I put it up to the speaker. Like, and it's like started coming on. It started coming on, and one of the cops, like they both looked at me. One of them looked like he was gonna fucking murder me, and the other was this big black dude, and he was just going like that, like he was just vibing with it.
It's interesting the different kind of cops there are out there.
It is.
Like obviously there's a lot of really, really good cops. There's a lot of really, really bad cops. You know,
same for doctors.
It's with everything. There's good, there's bad, and there's the in between. There's there's probably cops that are out there just to get a fucking paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's cops that want to make a positive impact in their community and want to do the right thing, and there's the ones that are out there hoping they get to shoot somebody.
I knew some guys like that actually. That's why they joined the Marines.
Yeah. I mean, what better place for them to be?
I mean, I'll be honest. Like, why did you join the Marines, son? I want to kill people. Well, we can do that. That is something we can accomplish. But like, San Antonio has a lot of drugs, right? And just crackheads everywhere. And it's so, or like anytime, like, and I do this specifically when we get cut off in traffic or people are driving like assholes. Or I see someone like who's like swishing in between lanes and like on their phone and stuff. We have a siren, and I'll just start fucking lighting them up. Woo woo woo! And they freak. They fucking lose their minds because they think we're cops. Like cops are coming.
Of course.
And,
of course.
Funniest fucking shit. I've seen like grown men just almost shit themselves in their driver's seats.
You ever get to pull up next to them after that?
Yeah. they're not happy.
You just give them the thumbs down.
They should.
I would, because you can't flip them off.
No,
that's you're in a work vehicle. But if you give somebody the thumbs down, like, can you imagine if they called your boss and they were like, "Yeah, I was driving today, and somebody flipped their ambulance lights on behind me, and then gave me a thumbs down." What's your complaint, sir? Well, they gave me a thumbs down and turned their sirens on behind me. Okay. They're a medical emergency vehicle. Yeah, but they gave me a thumbs down. Well, were you doing something wrong? Like, why did they give you a thumbs down? Like, is it against the rules? No. But if you give them the finger, then it's like they elicited profanity at me.
Yes.
Thumbs down, I think, and I actually think thumbs down is a way more effective way.
It's more like it hits you. Really, it hits harder than the finger.
Yeah,
it does. You're right. That's smart. I'm gonna start doing that. Or like I
because if you give somebody the finger, it's almost like a hey, if you get out of that vehicle, I am game to fight you. Like that's what I think. If you give somebody the finger, like that's what you're saying.
It's fair.
And if you give me the finger and you're not ready to fight me, you shouldn't have done that.
You are about to anyways, so time to get ready. Have you seen Bert Kreischer's? He was talking about it on his podcast about on how to insult someone in that specific situation.
Where he did
do it.
I saw where he did do it.
With him calling the guy's girlfriend his fat mom.
Yeah.
He effectively ruined their night, like 100%. She is gonna just...
Yeah. Yeah. It really is.
Because as a dude, you can get, any insult hurled at you, and you're just like, okay, whatever. But because women are inherently a little more sensitive, I feel like that is not only the...
Oh yeah, that will ruin her night.
Yep, like her week, probably.
It might ruin mine. Like, if my wife did something stupid in traffic and somebody was like, tell your fucking fat dad, be like, why you... I gotta be... What? Who was that guy? But I'd probably try to go fight him.
I think, and here's something kind of funny related, that I think my dad started losing weight because one of the neighbors thought he was my mom's father.
Yeah?
He had the big white beard, the long white hair, and they were just like... my dad was like, I think that kind of hit him a little harder than most other things.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And then I think we bullied my grandpa into not dyeing his mustache when he was in his 60s. Because he was like salt and pepper, right? And then he dyed it, so it was black. It was a dark black mustache. And
jet black, right?
We all made Super Mario jokes for the next week and a half, and he never dyed it again.
Super funny story actually about my grandma. She used to always color her hair like a dark brown, and they were conservative people, so she didn't go to the salon to get it done. Mm-hmm. She bought a box of color, took it home, and did it herself. Well, at some point, her hair started having a reaction to it, and so for probably a good 6 months, she had purple hair.
Oh.
Because she had a reaction to the color. It was... I had a hip lesbian grandma for about 6 months.
Oh, man. I've had purple hair before.
I don't doubt that whatsoever.
Purple, blue, green, gold, the whole shebang. I've had every color you can think of in my hair.
What do you think about people who color their hair colors like that?
It doesn't matter to me. But now, see, there's a reason my hair color was like that, though. There's an actually good reason. The hair salon I worked at when I was first starting college, they paid me $13 an hour, which the 2013 was pretty decent, And there was students that would work at that hair salon, and they still had stuff they had to pass, like coloring and cuts and all this stuff. And so they'd just be like, hey, I'll buy you lunch today if you let me color your hair. And I'm like, fuck yeah, sure, whatever. I didn't give a shit, because if it's bad, I just cut it all off. And
that makes sense.
It gave them the opportunity to learn how to color hair in an environment that's a little safer. You know what I mean? I got free fucking pizza out of it, so I don't give a shit. But that's why, I've had everything in my hair.
But if let's say you're walking down the street and you see somebody with blue, like bright, what are your thoughts?
What else did they look like?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I guess I don't know what else you're talking about.
If I see a dude walking down the street in leather with a bright blue hair and chains everywhere, he's fucking punk, right? We're not gonna fucking take it. I like it.
So which ones don't you like?
I like everybody, Matt. Don't you know that?
You don't. Because obviously you specified the type of dude that does it that you like. So now, who is it that comes down the street with blue hair
that I don't like?
That you don't like?
Now, it's all about personality. And unfortunately, I have been exposed to Karens, the archetype, where they've had colored hair. And that's where that comes from, that prejudice for me. But you can always tell because they colored their hair once.
I don't care where your prejudice comes from. Tell me your prejudice.
They colored their hair once 6 months ago, so now it's seafoam green when it used to be sapphire blue because that shit fades. It's it looks ugly. The ugly colored hair, it's disgusting. If you're gonna fucking go for colored hair, then go for colored hair. Go pay for it.
See, I personally, everybody thinks I'm going to be unique and go get colored hair. You're not being unique.
It's not unique at all.
You're not expressing your personality. You're now being another basic bitch by doing it.
Hell yeah. Does it look good on some people? Fuck yeah, it does.
I'm not saying people shouldn't color their hair, but when you go to extreme colors is what I'm saying. If you go to a bright blue, all you're trying to do is draw attention to yourself.
It's true.
That's all you're doing. That. You're peacocking at that point.
You literally are.
And you know what the weirdest part is? Who are the people, especially the female versions, that do those kind of colors? They're young emo girls that want to be hidden and not seen, but then they want to make this extreme hair color to express their personalities.
So specifically what you're talking about isn't emo, it's scene. It's sugar-free emo.
Sugar-free emo?
Yeah. It's emo without all the sadness, Emo
is just emotions. Emo doesn't have to be sad.
No, but emo's black and leather and goth and very dark makeup and all this stuff. Where scene is just sugar-free emo, where it's colors and blah blah blah, but it still has the same fashion and music.
There's plenty of people that wear all the black and then have bright pink hair.
Yeah.
So that's a scene?
I think so. Where's Egg when you need her? I don't know. That's what it was in my day.
I don't know. I just don't understand it. The one that I hate that's seeing people with the crazy hair color is you'll see pictures on Facebook of these young broke moms asking for something for their kids or something like that, and then you look at their picture because I'll be honest, I'm a fucking curious motherfucker. When I see people post shit, I go click on their profile. Mm-hmm. And then I see them with bright pink hair, and I'm like, do you know how much fucking money that cost you? Mm-hmm. That's what you need right there.
Nails done, nice clothes. Oh yeah,
that shit drives me fucking crazy.
If your kids have to come live with me, I won't spend money on pink hair. So whatever.
You won't or will?
I won't, unless they want it. If it's something they want.
so what you just guaranteed me is you won't force my two sons to get pink hair. Wow.
No, I think I think I'm gonna rewind, and I think I might if they get bad grades.
It's a good thing you weren't even in the running.
I should be at least 5th backup. Okay.
5th?
Yeah. I should be 5th in line. 5th in line.
You might be behind the foster care system.
Jesus Christ. I don't think that's true. I think you trust me. At least a little bit. Fuck, we're really out of options.
I tell you what. If something happens to me, you can have both of my dogs.
I'll take it.
That I'm cool with.
I'll take that. I'll bleach them and then dye them pink.
Now you do whatever the fuck you want with them. I don't care.
They're good dogs.
They're great dogs, but you can do whatever the fuck you want with them.
Speaking of great dogs, he's passed out. Never mind.
Yeah,
he's slumped.
All right,
we're getting close.
We have 4 minutes. So, do you have any questions that you?
I kind of have something. So,
Hopefully it's not what we were texting about yesterday, just in case you ever...
No. Everyone has flaws, right?
Of course.
And as you progress in a relationship, you see someone's flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Is it weird that my girlfriend's flaws don't bother me?
No. That's probably why you love her.
Yeah, like, I have literally broken up with a girl because she said the word jizz.
Just once? Or, like, consistently?
A lot of times she used jizz.
Yeah, I can get that. That's a weird word to say. Like,
it is.
Incessantly.
She always said piss instead of pee, too. Like, I gotta go take a piss. And I'm like...
Yeah.
I'm very sensitive to flaws in my time. It's a little weird, but this girl, I've noticed more. As you do with time, you get comfortable with each other.
But you guys aren't even living together yet. You haven't noticed fucking shit.
That's true too.
Because you're like, as of right now, you both are giving. Anytime you see each other, most of the time you're giving 100% of your best self. Because you can give 100% of your best self for a week, 2 weeks. You don't give 100% of yourself when you live together, because that's when your true colors come out.
That's fair.
Like, I'm a firm believer that you should probably live together for 6 months before you get married.
Which is the plan. It's actually, I think, more than 6 months. But, yeah.
Well, whatever. But because shit can change real fucking fast when you find out that little Timmy doesn't like to fucking do the dishes and they all need to soak, and you're a person that says, fuck you, put your dishes in the dishwasher. That could be a deal breaker.
That's true. It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, but yeah.
But not for you, but for some people it would be. And there might be something for you that's different that is like that.
I caught her the other day telling her friends that she's never farted in front of me, right? This bitch, I shouldn't say that. This love of my life rips absolute ass when she's sleeping. It's like she holds it in all day. She's like, oh, I've made it to bedtime. We're good. And then it's like there's thunder going on underneath the covers. It's like a fucking frog strangling a duck down there.
Blew the covers off me.
They're like levitating.
Is that how you dry your nuts now?
I think so. But to this day, she's like, I've never farted in front of you. Not on purpose. It's like it's like Scooby-Doo with the green hand coming. It's just coming up the blankets. It's just, oh.
That's another thing, because you guys you guys haven't lived together yet. Like,
true. Very true.
So.
But this is the first time I've ever experienced anything like that, where I've seen noticeable things that I know I would dislike in literally anyone else, and it's just like, yeah, it's fine.
Sometimes you're willing to overlook things for the right people.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. All right, did you have any questions for me?
I have a statement, which is fuck Fleet Farm.
Okay.
I told you this.
Yeah.
I told you about this, but fuck Fleet Farm.
Fuck you, Fleet Farm.
Oh, I did want to get your take on something that happened today.
Okay.
So, baseball practice for my oldest son. I have a bucket of balls and a net. I bring it to practice, let the kids hit into it. They run kind of stations. We're doing other stuff, so I have my net and my bucket of balls off to the side. Well, another team comes. Well, it wasn't even another team. It was a dad and his son. And they come over, and I'm standing out in the field kind of watching. And I look over, and this guy walks over and grabs one of the balls out of my bucket, which I bought those balls. Those balls, for like a dozen balls, is like $36.
Oh, shit.
And I watch him. They take it, and I'm like, that's, maybe they forgot their ball at home. They're going to practice. He's showing them a few things. The dad was kind of a dick about it to the kid. I saw him snap at him a couple of times. I never saw him put the ball back. And then they went out into the field and kind of started practicing as we were getting ready to leave. And I'm like, do I go say something to this fucking guy? I'd be like, hey, can I have my fucking ball back? which I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because it's like, one, I really don't care that much about the baseball. I guess if you needed it. But I kind of wanted to put this guy in his place just because he was a fucking douchebag. But I also didn't want to create a scene in front of all the kids.
That's where my line would be. Is because of the kids and stuff, it's like, whatever. Just walk away. If the kids weren't involved, I would have definitely been like, hey, where's my fucking ball?
And I just couldn't sit, like, the nerve to just, like, having a team practice and walk up and there's just a fucking Lowe's bucket with baseballs in it, and he just walked up and grabbed it. And I'm just like...
Did you hear that?
I heard something.
He just howled in his sleep.
Oh, yeah. Dogs talk in their sleep all the time.
No, he talks. He was like,
yeah, he's fucking cool. He's doing cool shit. Leave him alone.
So fucking cute. I loved it. Okay, but I love our podcast. I love spending time with you, but I really love playing video games with you. So we need to do that.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm actually going to show you this because I think you need it. My wife made you something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can't read it.
Oh my god, that's so fucking cool. Oh, that's so cool.
I have to get it in the mail.
No, you don't. Just bring it on. It's a month. Don't spend money on bringing it. That's going to be my drinking cup.
That's
trip.
She when you were drinking out of your Kool-Aid little plastic thing, she's like, I need to get him something.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, I thought you'd like it.
Thank you, Brittany.
All right. Well, final words from Thomas. What you got?
Just because you pay for it doesn't mean it's quality. Don't pay for prostitutes. Good night, everybody.
Don't sweat the petty stuff and don't pet the sweaty stuff. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic Thursday, Friday weekend. We'll see you all next week.